Welcome to the Special Olympics Washington community, and thank you for taking the time to watch this training video. This presentation is for all volunteers and is meant to be a resource to educate people about Special Olympics Washington and our volunteer program while giving you the tools you will need to interact with our athletes, coaches, and general community. We are excited to have you. Before we dive in, let's take a quick look at today's agenda. We have an informative session ahead. Our agenda is organized into 3 key sections, each filled with essential information to equip you for a successful volunteer experience. In our first section, Volunteer Fundamentals, we will cover the basics of what you need to know before stepping into your volunteer role. We'll discuss what to bring to the event, what to wear to ensure comfort and safety, and what to expect once you arrive at the venue. Moving on to volunteer roles, we will explore the various roles you might find yourself in during our events. We'll distinguish between competition and non-competition roles and introduce you to the code of conduct that guides our actions. Our final section, Interacting with Athletes, is all about building positive relationships with the athletes we serve. We'll learn about ID, or intellectual disabilities, and how to approach inclusion. We'll also discover the importance of using people-first language and respecting the dignity of risk. Finally, we'll explore age-appropriate interactions to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone. Each of these sections is vital to our mission of creating an inclusive and supportive environment for our athletes. By the end of this training, you'll be well prepared to make a meaningful impact as a volunteer. So let's get started. Volunteer Fundamentals. Let's talk about what essentials you should bring with you when you volunteer at our events. Being well prepared ensures a smooth and enjoyable experience for both you and our athletes. First and foremost, please know that at every volunteer event, we make sure there's water available to keep you hydrated. Additionally, you'll find snacks accessible most of the time. However, we recommend that you bring your own snacks and drinks as well. This can be especially handy if you have dietary restrictions or simply get hungry during your shift. Staying energized helps you give your best. Consider bringing a sling backpack to hold your personal belongings. It's a convenient way to keep your essentials secure and easily accessible while you're on the move. Your comfort and convenience are important to us. For those volunteering at the state competition level and scheduled for the whole day, you can expect to receive a meal. We want to ensure you're well nourished and ready to support our athletes. Outdoor events can be amazing, but they also come with unpredictable weather. To be prepared, bring items like a hat and sunscreen to protect yourself from the sun's rays. If rain is in the forecast, consider carrying an umbrella or a raincoat. We want you to be ready for anything. And finally, bring a positive energy and be flexible. There are lots of moving parts and variables with putting together an event, so please be willing to help out if some additional role coverage is needed. Your preparedness contributes to the overall success of our events and ensures you have a comfortable and enjoyable volunteering experience. Keep in mind that each event may have varying weather conditions. Always check the weather forecast beforehand and dress accordingly. Layering is a good practice, especially for outdoor events, as it allows you to adapt to changing conditions. Choose clothing that you feel comfortable in, especially for prolonged periods of standing or moving around. Comfort is key to enjoying your volunteer experience to the fullest. During our state competitions, volunteers will have the opportunity to receive Special Olympics Washington volunteer t-shirts. These shirts not only make you easily recognizable as part of our team, but also help build a sense of pride and unity. If you already have a Special Olympics volunteer shirt, we encourage you to wear it proudly. It's a fantastic way to show your support and commitment to our mission. Your choice of attire should prioritize your comfort, mobility, and the specific needs of the event you're volunteering for. Whether you wear our official volunteer shirt or your own, you're making a valuable contribution to our cause. When you arrive at the event venue, keep an eye out for signs that will guide you to our volunteer check-in table or tent. Our team will be there to assist you. After checking in, one of our dedicated representatives will provide you with a brief orientation. This orientation will help you understand your role, responsibilities, and any specific event details. We want to ensure that you have time to recharge, so you will be given breaks throughout the day. However, if you haven't received a break for over 2 hours and need one, please inform a Special Olympics Washington staff member. Your well-being is essential to us. When your shift time ends, you're free to head out. There's no need to check out formally. If you've enjoyed your time and want to stay longer to support our athletes, simply let a staff member know. We aim to provide a seamless and enjoyable volunteer experience. Our team is here to assist you, and we encourage you to communicate with us if you have any questions or needs. Volunteer roles. As volunteers at Special Olympics Washington, you'll find that there are two primary types of roles: competition and non-competition. Let's delve into the distinctions between these roles to help you understand how they differ. Competition roles are directly tied to our competitive events. Volunteers in these roles play essential parts to ensuring fair play and a positive competitive experience for our athletes. If you're concerned with your ability to volunteer in a competitive role due to a lack of experience, don't worry. We're here to support and provide the necessary training. Non-competition roles often involve activities that involve logistics, social interaction, and overall enjoyment. These roles contribute to creating a welcoming and inclusive atmosphere for all participants. While these roles may not directly involve sport-specific knowledge, they are equally vital to our mission as they ensure events are memorable and enjoyable. Regardless of whether you choose a competition or non-competition role, please know that you're not alone. We provide training to ensure you're confident in your volunteer responsibilities. Your willingness to volunteer is what matters most, and we're here to support you every step of the way. As volunteers, our commitment to upholding the highest standards of conduct is vital to creating a safe and inclusive environment for our athletes. Let's review our volunteer code of conduct. First and foremost, I commit to providing for the general welfare, health, and safety of all Special Olympics athletes and fellow volunteers. Our top priority is the well-being of everyone involved. I pledge to dress and act in a manner that is respectful and appropriate at all times. Our actions and attire reflect the values of Special Olympics. I will adhere to the established rules and guidelines of Special Olympics, as well as those of any agency involved with the Special Olympics. These guidelines are in place to ensure fairness and safety. In the event of an emergency, I will report it promptly to the appropriate authorities. My immediate action will always prioritize the health and safety of all participants. I commit to abstaining from the consumption or use of all alcohol, tobacco products, and illegal substances while involved with any Special Olympics event, competition, or training school. This helps maintain a healthy and respectful environment. I will never engage in any inappropriate conduct, contact, or relationship with athletes, fellow volunteers, or any other participants of Special Olympics. We must always respect boundaries. By adhering to this code of conduct, we ensure that Special Olympics remains a place of inclusivity, respect, and support for our athletes and volunteers. Interacting with athletes. Understanding intellectual disabilities is key to providing inclusive support. Let's explore what an intellectual disability is and its impact on individuals. An intellectual disability, often referred to as ID, is a term used to describe a person with certain limitations in cognitive functioning and other skills. These limitations can affect various aspects of life, including communication and self-care. Individuals with ID may develop and learn at a slower or different pace than others. It's essential to recognize that ID is the most common developmental disability. There are several causes of intellectual disability, but three main types are commonly identified: Down syndrome, a genetic condition that results in extra genetic material from chromosome 21. Individuals with Down syndrome may have physical features and varying levels of intellectual challenges. Autism, a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by challenges in communication, social interaction, and repetitive behaviors. It's important to note that not all individuals with autism have intellectual disabilities, but some may. Fragile X, a genetic condition that can lead to a range of developmental problems, including intellectual and learning disabilities. Recognizing and understanding intellectual disabilities is a crucial step towards creating an inclusive and supportive environment for individuals with ID. Each person is unique, and our approach should reflect that diversity. By learning more about ID and its various forms, we can better support and celebrate the abilities and potential of all individuals, regardless of their unique challenges. At Special Olympics Washington, we are committed to promoting inclusion and creating a welcoming environment for all. To do this effectively, it's important to be aware of some common challenges that can hinder inclusion efforts. Let's explore these challenges together. The first challenge to inclusion is what we call hero worship. This occurs when people assume that individuals with disabilities are special simply for overcoming their disabilities. While we admire their resilience, it's crucial not to place them on a pedestal. They are individuals with unique abilities and challenges, just like everyone else. The second challenge is pity. It's when individuals feel sorry for someone with a disability, which can lead to patronizing attitudes. Pity can undermine an individual's confidence and self-esteem. Our approach should be one of empathy, respect, and support, rather than pity. Next, we have the spread effect. This challenge involves assuming that a disability negatively affects other aspects of a person. It's essential to remember that disabilities don't define individuals entirely. Each individual is a multidimensional person with strengths, talents, and abilities beyond their disability. The fourth challenge is stereotypes. It's when people make generalizations about individuals with similar disabilities. Stereotypes can limit opportunities and perpetuate misconceptions. Inclusion requires us to see each person as an individual and appreciate their unique qualities. As an organization dedicated to inclusion, we strive to overcome these challenges by fostering understanding, empathy, and respect among our volunteers and participants. Language is a powerful tool, and when it comes to interacting with individuals with disabilities, it's essential to use language that respects their dignity and individuality. People First Language, or PFL, represents a more respectful and accurate way of communicating. It emphasizes that people with disabilities are not defined by their diagnoses or disabilities. They are individuals first and foremost. When we use PFL, we place the person before their disability, recognizing their humanity and worth. When interacting with athletes at Special Olympics Washington events, we encourage you to embrace People First Language. Here's how it works. Instead of saying, he's autistic, she's Downs, they're disabled, say instead, he has autism, she has Down syndrome, they have disabilities. This simple shift in language emphasizes the person, not the disability, and promotes inclusivity and respect. It's important to note that while we promote People First Language, we should always follow the athlete's lead in how they identify themselves. Some individuals may prefer different terminology, and it's essential to respect their choices and preferences. By using People First Language, we foster a culture of respect and inclusion, where individuals are seen and valued for who they are, not just their circumstances. Thank you for embracing this important aspect of communication. The dignity of risk is a powerful concept that reminds us that coddling individuals with intellectual disabilities can limit their growth and potential. Many of our athletes are fully capable of living independently and being self-sufficient. This concept challenges us to provide support that allows our athletes to take calculated risks and make their own choices. It's about recognizing that independence is a precious aspect of their lives. When interacting with athletes, we can promote the dignity of risk by following these key guidelines. Offer assistance when needed, but don't assume that our athletes can't handle things on their own. Respect their autonomy and ask if they would like assistance before providing it. If you have difficulty understanding someone's speech, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. Effective communication is essential for mutual understanding. If someone does or says something inappropriate, it's important to address it respectfully. Share your feelings and establish boundaries when necessary. This helps maintain a positive and respectful environment. By adhering to these guidelines, we empower our athletes to make choices, learn from experiences, and grow as individuals. Independence is a valuable gift, and we can play a role in preserving it. Respecting athletes' dignity and individuality is at the core of our interactions. Let's explore what it means to have age-appropriate interactions and why it's essential for fostering mutual respect. Tone. Speak with respect. Considering your tone of voice, would you speak to any other same-age peer in the same tone? Using baby talk or speaking louder than normal shouldn't be the norm. Treat athletes with the same respect you would offer anyone else. Eye contact. Address the person. When communicating with someone who uses a translator or has a helper, teacher, or guardian, remember to address the person directly and maintain eye contact with them. This shows respect and acknowledges their autonomy. Physical interaction. Respect boundaries. Physical interaction should always be respectful and age appropriate. Think about how you would interact with a same-age peer. For example, would you pat them on the head or give them a piggyback ride? Boundaries are essential, and physical interaction should always respect those boundaries. Introductions. Use respectful language. Consider how you introduce athletes. Just like you wouldn't refer to a friend as your buddy or call them that little guy, our athletes deserve the same level of respect in language and introductions. It's important to remember that age-appropriate interactions go both ways. If a volunteer feels their boundaries have been crossed, they should feel comfortable expressing this. Mutual respect is key. Respecting athletes' age and individuality is about acknowledging their worth and treating them with dignity. These interactions create a positive and inclusive environment for everyone. As we conclude our volunteer onboarding presentation, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks for your commitment to making a positive impact in our community. Your dedication truly makes a difference. We invite you to share your rewarding experience with your friends and family. Encourage them to register as volunteers today. If you have any questions, need confirmation of your volunteer hours, or have general inquiries, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can email us at volunteer@sowa.org. We are excited to see you at our upcoming events and activities.